and weight loss, which I know half of you are here to learn how to have more lean tissue and to have less fat. Roughly half of you are here just to learn how to be healthier. Okay? Both of those things can be accomplished not by how much we exercise and how much we eat, but by how we exercise and how we eat. Okay? Because we're told it's the calories in, calories out game. And that has made us believe that we're either lazy or we're undisciplined. And that's got us to where we're at. Well, that's not true. What is true is it doesn't have anything to do with how much we eat or how much we exercise. It has everything to do with how we eat, how we exercise, because our hormones mediate our weight, to mediate the amount of food we eat, and for a large part to mediate our health. So 2 years ago today, Holly, if you were sitting in that seat, the walls around you would be canary yellow, and there'd be a lot of really confused realtors because this was a realty office. Holly, why are you sitting in the middle of my office? I'm going to buy a house. And the person standing in front of you, i.e. me, would be about 30 pounds heavier. Let's just say there would be a lot more of me to see, right? And I would have been sick all the time. Okay. If you could come back with me in time to my teens and 20s, you would have seen somebody that was a little bit overweight in a lot of cases. Sometimes I was thinner, sometimes I wasn't. It was kind of the yo-yo thing. But somebody that was sick all the time. Okay? I used to, if there was somebody with a cold within 100 yards of me, I would catch it. Didn't make it through winter without 2 or 3 sinus infections. You would have seen that if you were with me. I thought amoxicillin was part of my diet. Right? I was always on antibiotics. Always sick, never feeling quite optimal. And today I can stand here in front of you 2 years after changing my lifestyle, and I can say that I'm quite a bit leaner, quite a bit healthier, and I honestly haven't really been sick legitimately in about 2 years. And for me, if you travel back in time with me and saw what I was like in my teens and 20s, that's saying something. I used to be sick all the time. So in the next 60 minutes or so, you're going to hear some principles that have led me to be a lot thinner than I was there, and a lot healthier than I was there. Okay. There's nothing special about me, right? I discovered these principles and I started practicing them in my life. There's nothing special about me, but there's everything special about you and your genetics, and me and my genetics. And what we have done is we've found kind of the operating instructions for those genetics. And when we start applying them into our lives, we start getting healthy as a byproduct. It's kind of as a side effect of living the right lifestyle for our genes. So there's 2 objections that you're going to have to what I'm talking about. One of them is intellectual, and that's going to be overcome in about 45 minutes. Okay? The other one, remind me to tell you what it is at the end if I forget, but that's going to take 30 to 60 days to overcome. Okay, that's a little bit tough. So I'm really motivated to stand up here and talk to you guys because, for one reason, I know that your life, your quality of life is going to improve with the information you're going to hear, without a doubt. Okay? If you take one bit of the information away that I'm telling you today, your quality of life is going to improve. There's something else that motivates me as well. See, a couple of years ago, there was a young man who was 41 years old. He got onto a plane with his daughter. She was 12 years old. They got on a plane in Newark, New Jersey. They were flying to Las Vegas. And about an hour into the flight, the young man started to feel some tightness in his chest. And he ended up having a massive heart attack, dying out of the plane. They had to do an emergency landing in Milwaukee. Came on the plane with a gurney and a body bag and zipped up his body in the body bag and took it off the plane. And then Andrea had to get on the plane by herself again. Fly on to Las Vegas where Mom was waiting. Now, I wasn't sitting in that seat. I wasn't on that plane. I don't even know that person. But I bet I can guess what was going through his head. He's saying, this can't be happening. I'm only 41 years old. So I'm motivated because I know your quality of life is going to improve, but I also know that the information I'm going to be giving could quite possibly save the life of somebody in this room or someone that you love. Okay, let's get started. Okay, So I'm going to let you in on a little bit of a secret. I kind of already did. I created this program for myself. I tried a lot of stuff that didn't work. Okay? But then I started implementing these principles, and the more I refined them, the more I saw that they worked, and the more I thought, oh, this is something that's really cool. So I need to share this with people. That's, in fact, why we're all here. Okay? I knew that I needed to change, and I created this for myself, selfishly. But I really want to share it with you because I know the tremendous benefits it's had in my life, and I want you to experience it as well. I wanted something that would keep me accountable, and after a lot of years of trying, I wanted something that worked. Right? So this program is built on 3 prongs. It's like a stool on three legs. One is the principles, which we're going to go over today. The next is the practices, which you'll be getting videos, and we'll give you some tips on how to do those. And the third is accountability. And that's something that we're going to keep you to. Okay? I wanted this program to be about 60 days long because that's how long it takes to change a habit, to make a habit. Okay? So now, after I've done this for a while, this is my lifestyle, and I want it to be your lifestyle too. Okay, the bottom line is that being healthy and being lean is fun. A heck of a lot more fun than the alternative of being overweight and sick, right? I can tell you that every single aspect of my life has improved because I'm healthy and I'm able to enjoy it more. Okay, here are the 5 principles we're going to be talking about. Their purpose, the nervous system, balancing hormones, exercise, efficiency, and health. Okay, and you always hear, this is the most important thing I have to talk about. No, this is the most important thing I have to talk about. No, this is the most important. But this is the most important thing. So I built this pyramid because all these things need to be on there. Okay? And they're all important, but the base is the most important. See? So we'll go over what those mean in just a little while, but just to let you know, I'm aware of that happening. Okay. This lifestyle is based on the Paleolithic lifestyle of our hunter-gatherer ancestors. Quite simply, we took the lessons that they taught us because they were the healthiest, leanest population of humans ever to exist. Okay? Ever. They had the highest percentage of lean muscle, the lowest percentage of body fat, the lowest incidence of chronic disease, virtually non-existent in their population. Okay? These 5 principles teach us how to eat close to how they ate, how to move like they moved, and strategies to deal with the stresses that we're exposed to that they never had to think about. Okay? So, 12,000 years ago, Ugg never had to worry about, getting the kids to carpool on time, or cell phone signals passing through his brain, all that kind of stuff that we deal with that they don't. Okay, so where did I get this information? What's going on here? Let's look at a little bit of a timeline so we can see what's going on. Okay, human beings, as we know them, have been on Earth for about 90,000 years. Okay? And between 200,000 and 90,000 years. And when I say human beings, I mean that like you and I would recognize a human being, not like the guy called caveman, right? That's a Neanderthal. That's not a caveman, actually. We've been around for about 90,000 years. From those 90,000 years up until about 40,000 years ago, there was a process of trial and error. A lot of people call it evolution, which kind of honed our genetics and our diet, kind of were at odds with each other until they started going in the same direction. About 40,000 years ago, our genes stopped evolving because we were eating a diet that was perfectly congruent with how they looked, how they wanted to be fed. The diet we were eating here, I call the operating instructions for our genetics. Okay? They taught our genetics how to use fat primarily as fuel, which is good because we store fat, right? And when we need a quick bit of energy, we can get it from our fat reserves. They taught us how to be healthy, how to strengthen our immune system, etc., etc. Okay, so what was the diet they were eating? They ate meat, they ate fats, they ate plants. They also occasionally ate nuts and seeds. You can find it. Plants would be fruits and vegetables. Meat would be anything that they were able to get their hands on, really.
Chocolate? Did they eat chocolate?
We'll get into
All
that.
right, that's my big concern,
With the nuts.
As long as there's an almond in there somewhere, it might be good.
Obviously,
Okay.
there was, I think 40,000 years ago, they had almond joys.
That's my favorite.
Plants would be